Okay, so I'm going to try to do this quick because I know you guys do not have long attention spans, so I'm going to go ahead and start marking stuff out immediately. Obviously, we are extremely bearish right now. We do have these lows right here that look like they got edge, so that is going to be what my draw is more than likely. But let's keep marking stuff out and see what we got. So I'll mark this out over here on ES. And also I like to mark out PDH and PDL just because I like to see the range that we're working in from the previous day. It's just a personal preference. It's not really completely necessary. And I do remember from earlier back testing that we got this inwog right here, so I'll mark that out just in case we do want to start making a run up higher to target that. What is NQ or ES got? Nothing. Okay, so move to the 4 hour. I'm not seeing anything on the 4 hour. It looks like we're already rejected this 4 hour. We do have these equal highs right here. Okay, so let's see what's on the 2 hour. That is kind of high up. So I'm not looking for anything to manipulate up that high. I'd prefer to manipulate out of this range, somewhere in this area. So it looks like we do have a 2 hour gap right here. This is kind of tiny. I would not expect to reject off of it, but it's possible, so I will mark it out. I prefer to reject off of this one. This is going to be more premium too, so it would just make for a cleaner looking manipulation. So what is this? 2 hour. We'll mark this off on ES2. So ES looks like it's pretty correlated at the moment. We got the same gap here, same gap here. So we'll mark both of those out. Go to the 1 hour. We do have a 1 hour here. I don't think I would want to see it come this high because then I'm going to start questioning the bearish bias. So I'd prefer to manipulate somewhere in this area, right around the EQ of that range. Do we got this over here? We got that 1 hour on ES. But we are dumping right now, so we could just dump straight through without even trying to have a manipulation. So let's see what the 30 minutes looking like. This is a big cheat code. A lot of people do not look at the 30-minute, but it is such a crucial time right at 9:30 because we do have a lot of gaps that will open up that people aren't aware of that can make for great spots of manipulation, especially if an entire balance is or an entire range has already been balanced leading into open, and we just have that one single 30-minute that's going to be opening. It could be a great spot to manipulate if we've got obvious straws going the opposite direction. So big cheat code. Make sure you guys are actually paying attention to that. But I do not see anything on the 30-minute here. So 15-minute. It looks like the 15-minute is where we're stopped at right now. Kind of slowing down. But hopefully this 15-minute is just going to be what sends us up into our level that we want to manipulate. So same thing over here on ES. We're holding this 15-minute, just kind of chopping around. We do have this 15-minute up here, this little intermediate high, but I don't really like to see those for manipulation levels. We do have a little bit of liquidity generated right here, which could be used to help make our move up into a level to manipulate. So let us start playing price action and seeing what happens. Okay, so first thing I like to do as soon as I hit the first candle, I always will mark out 9:30 open for PO3 reasons and just like to see how we react and whether we're going to, if we're going to come down here and generate liquidity and then come back up here and manipulate. That is something that I do like to see. It just makes for nice looking setups, but we could just jump straight through. But anyways, you do want to have this level marked out. It does help price make sense a lot of times. So I like to mark it out on both. Where are we at? Right here. Yep. Okay. Right? What time frame am I on? The 5-minute? Okay, so we do have this LR generated here and here leading into these 2 hour gaps. I think this one, no, this was that 15-minute one. I'm going to get rid of that because I don't really care about it, to be honest. So let's just keep playing and see what we get. Okay, So notice we did edge PDL right here. So that is a good sign if we're going to make a move lower towards this external draw later on. So let's see what we get here. Very choppy, but if you watch what we're doing, we are generating all of this right here. The LR right there. Now we are starting to move higher. It is kind of a strong move. I don't really care for that, but this manipulation level is also kind of far away, so we do kind of got to make some big moves to get up that high. What time is it? 10:07. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark out 10 o'clock right here. So we are opening high after generating another low, adding to this liquidity pool right here. So let's see what we do. ES, they're both pretty in sync, which is nice to see. Okay, so we just edged that 2 hour. We have a little bit of an accumulation. I'm kind of skeptical. We do have some liquidity right here. What does the 5 minute look like? 5 minutes all the way down here. Just for if we were to enter something, it would be a nice little break-even spot, especially after this big move right here. We still have more liquidity, more LR generated going all the way up into this 2 hour. So we definitely have targets higher. So I am going to keep that in mind. But let's see what happens. Okay, so this 2 hour, I don't see. I'm not sure if I like that. I'd prefer to see this one, this higher 2 hour gap, because if you remember, this was the little itty bitty gap, this little tiny 2 hour. So if we were to reject here, we could possibly just look for some kind of a continuation, but I'd rather play it safe and go for this more convincing level up here. Let's see if there was a 30-second. There is a 30-second right here. Let's just work this out and see how it plays. That's the wrong button. Okay, so yeah, select that 30-second. What time is it? 10:24. So we do have 10:30 coming up. We still are generating. So now let's see if we've got a 15-minute that's going to open in 4 minutes at 10:30. So I'm going to go ahead and mark it out now just so I don't forget about it. And this is just another potential lower time frame target or break even point. But we are edged to this 2 hour, so I am expecting that to get hit. But we do at the same time have a very strong bullish 15-minute candle right here, so I would hate to fade that, but let's see what happens. We do have plenty of reasons to go back lower. Okay, so we do have this 15-minute edge, so that kind of helps. What time is it? So this is 10:30, so let's mark 10:30 out. And what just happened? That's not what I meant to do. I meant to do this. So I'm trying to keep this moving. I know most of you guys are probably getting bored right about now. But let me do my thing. This is still my data, so let me collect my data. See, now we're just getting late into the session. What time is it? 10:39, and we did hit that level on both of these. So we have the 10:30 generated liquidity moving to this 15-minute imbalance. Then we moved high into a level that we expect to manipulate. We took out this equal high, so we don't got to worry about that anymore. So we could potentially look for a setup right here. It's not really looking the greatest right there. Yeah, I'm not liking that. This is taking way too long. So, see, it's 10:50 now, so I don't even think I would want to take a trade at this point, even if this does play out. Not even that, but we kind of this looks like crap right here just to get ran after entering just for a resweep. We do have this 1 hour up here too. But like I was saying in the beginning, we're starting to get up high enough to where We could start questioning whether we are going to flip bullish, even though we do have all of these bearish targets. So let's just play. I'm not going to. This is too late in the session. I wouldn't be taking anything here. Plus, we already hit this 15-minute. So it looks like it is going to play out. Let's see. Let's just try. Let's just play this forward. See what happens. Yeah, see, this is a pretty bullish move. It's just that kind of move like this. You don't really want to fade it. Of course, it plays out. Okay, so it's just not the prettiest day, but the narrative was there. Um, if this entry would have looked cleaner, this would have been a really nice trade, in my opinion. I would have taken that 100%, especially after this stop hunt into this unfilled 2 hour gap. But man, look at that. This is just perfect. This is just unfortunate, really. Um, that and it being a little bit later in the session, this just kind of goes back to just making sure that you're playing defense with your offense. But we had everything that we needed. We had our higher time frame external level that we were moving towards very fast. So it was a very clean draw for the higher time frame. Uh, we opened, we created more liquidity. So we have all of this right here just begging to be taken. So all we needed was just a clean manipulation. So we rebalanced this range with kind of a strong candle that I didn't care for on the 15-minute, but we still had all of these targets. We did take out all this LR right here, so it does help our case for a move lower, but you're also shorting into this giant 15-minute gap right here. So I do think I would have taken this trade. Actually, it looks really nice, even though we did have uh, this pretty big move up. We had 5 and 15-minute gaps here. Let's see if we had a 5-minute close by after we would have taken this entry. So no, the nearest gap would have been this 15, but it did look good as a target, this 15-minute. On top of everything else that we marked out and just that whole reason behind our narrative to go lower. So that's basically what my thought process is. This would be a no trade day for me. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of walk you guys what my thought process is from the very beginning, just the top down analysis, because I know that does help people out a lot. Just seeing other people's perspectives and how they view the market. So I want to go ahead and end this right here, and maybe I'll do this again if people actually enjoy seeing it. So there you go.